Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on how to prepare for a downturn. So, no matter how secure you feel about your business right now, it's always smart to prepare for the unexpected. And proactively preparing for down cycles can greatly increase your chances of making it through a dip in business. So, what specific measures should you put in place? In this webinar, we've talked to pros on Houzz across a number of industry categories and experiences who shared their wisdom on how they run their businesses today in order to prepare for a potential downturn in the future. The three major themes we're going to discuss are how to reduce your risk, manage your expenses strategically, and keep your pipeline full. And now we'll get into our first topic. So, reducing your risk. It's not always possible to avoid a slowdown, but with these tips, you may be less likely to face one. You can reduce your risk of a slowdown if you screen your leads so that you can only take on the most qualified clients. These are people who are ready to take on the project and able to pay the bill. When clients call, you can ask them certain questions to find out whether or not they can take on the project. You can ask clients about what they want from their project, how much they've budgeted for it, and when they want to start the project, as well as how experienced they are with home renovations. Have you ever ordered materials for a client, then never heard from them again? It's a rough spot to be in, but can happen if you have to order for clients to get a trade discount or charge markup. One way to prevent this is to have clients pay you before you place the order. Another option is to have clients buy items directly from the source so the transaction is between them. Cindy Burns of Cindy Burns Landscaping says, I have my clients pay for the pots, furnishings, and all plant materials prior to me ever purchasing them. That way, I'm not putting myself in a position where I'm stuck with thousands of pounds worth of plants if the job falls through. Clients see this policy in writing, and I also say it verbally. Giving a detailed estimate of what clients will receive from the project will certainly help them know what to expect. When clients are surprised or feel like they're being charged unfairly, that's when they withhold payment. If you track hours, change orders, and receipts that deviate from the estimate, clients won't have any reason to dispute the bill. Kitchen and bath remodeler David Tyson of David Tyson Associates says, I've been in business since 1982 and I've always operated with a fixed price contract. A fixed price contract ensures clients know how much it's going to cost, what they are expected to pay, and when. I have all line items laid out in a bid, so some bids get up to 35 pages. I also note all change orders, so when I have clients who are shocked at the bill from their changes during the project, we can go over each line item, change, and hours of labour. We have only needed legal mediation once, and we have had documents to support our side. Let's start with logging your time. If you've ever wondering where the time goes, it's a good idea to make sure you keep a diary of how to spend your day, logging all the activities you do and detail how much time you spend doing each one. This will help you identify tasks you spend longer on than others. Look at those tasks and ask yourself how productive the time spent on them actually is. Are you spending too long on activities that don't produce effective results? If so, change needs to be made. Secondly, do you delegate tasks? As a small business owner, you have to wear many hats, and you might think you don't have the resources to get others to share the workload, but in fact, that could be a false economy. Identify those jobs you're not that good at, and see if there's a way to offload them to a professional. Now to multitasking. How many times have you tried to do more than one job at the same time? We've all been there. We'll be in the middle of writing a presentation or report when an email query comes in that we decide to deal with right then and there. Or perhaps we spend some time during a webinar putting together a spreadsheet. Multitasking does not mean you're a superhuman, but finishing your task for the day will sure make you feel like one. Identifying your peak times is important. When do you do your best work? Perhaps you have loads of energy to focus on tasks in the morning, or maybe you have to boost in the evening or afternoon. Where you can, schedule your most challenging or important tasks during your peak performance times, and leave the ones further down on your to-do list for less productive hours of the day. As we all have them, no one can be 100% all of the time. And here's another tip. Having an organised plan for the day is the best way to improve your time management, but do remember to allow space for the unexpected. And lastly, we want to tell you how we can help you with this specific task before we deep dive into our offerings later on in this webinar. Pro Plus is a time saver. With Pro Plus, you get your very own personal account manager who will together with you build an effective and tailored program to suit you and your business. They'll make sure that you're being seen on Houzz in front of the right people in the right areas. On a regular basis, you can evaluate your success from your analytics dashboard, and from there, you and your account manager can improve your program. Pro Plus will give you the tools you need to help for your web presence and to track and respond to inquiries. Pro Plus will save you a lot of time and will increase your revenue year on year. So we all know that having money in the bank is important during a slowdown. So next we'll share some financial tips. Hiring staff is exciting because it means your business is growing. But instead of hiring an ongoing employee, consider hiring a consultant or freelancer so you only have to pay them when you have incoming work and need their help. You won't have to let go of anyone should you go some time without a project. And Stephanie Hatton of SH Interiors says, using primary consultants is flexible, allowing for downswings and upswings in business without the added stress of a full-time or part-time employee. Years ago, I had a junior designer, but I had to let her go due to the recession. In this business, we might be busy for 6 months, followed by a 1-month dip, which makes it stressful to maintain an employee. I noticed how a lot of people were freelancing, so I started with a draftsman and now also have a freelance engineer, accountant, and decorator. If you're not looking to hire but need more help, a Pro Plus Client Success Manager is a good resource. They can assist you in maintaining your online presence and marketing. Cutting back on spending will save you money now and reduce how much you have to pay if there is ever a shortage of cash flow. Look at your service providers for things like utilities and see whether any other company can offer a lower rate. Consider everything you spend money on: software, advertising, tools, and if you can go without it, you can save that money. Make sure everything you're spending your money on has good return on investment, so you're not wasting your hard-earned pounds. Architect Darren Sanger-Smith of Structured Creation says, after we started using Pro Plus, we have eliminated many of the other marketing tools we used to use, primarily print ads and local community advertising. The cost was prohibitive, and there was no real way to track what ROI we were getting from an ad that would possibly get distributed in 2 or 3 local communities. If you can keep paying your bills, you can make it through a slow period of business. Think ahead and set aside some time for each job for savings, so that way you have an emergency fund and don't fall behind on payments. How much you should have in this fund is going to be different for every business because it depends on your monthly operating costs. But a good baseline is to have a month of business expenses in savings. Jeff Russell of Russell Room Remodeler says, cash is the key to making it through a slow period. Making sure you're watching your job profitability when times are good and put some of that away so that you have cash when things slow down. Also, establishing a line of credit with your bank, even if you don't need it now, can be a help when things slow down. Cash is the fuel that runs a business. And now we'll move on to our last section, keeping the pipeline full. We'll give you some ideas for how to keep work coming in so you're not lacking a project in the future. In case you have a downturn that's focused on your specific location, like a natural disaster or a change in the real estate market, one way to make it through is to work in another area. If you market your services to a wider area, you could get leads for work in one area while another is slower. When times are good, you can decline a project that's further away. But when times are slow, you'll be glad to have a project even if you have to drive a while to reach the job site. Did you know that Houzz can help you be seen in new markets via our Pro Plus program? Stay till the end and we'll tell you more. If you offer more services or products, you can satisfy more clients' needs and have more work in the pipeline. To increase your offerings, you could learn a new skill, add a new subcontractor who can do something your company doesn't already offer, or sell new products. You can write out all of your offerings on your website and your Houzz profile so clients will know what you're capable of and reach out to you. Sonny Fitch of Rowanaki Woodworking says, I was once told that if your business isn't expanding, it's decreasing. In the last few years, we have focused on add-on products that increase sales but don't necessarily really require me to hire another person. For instance, we added tile to our showroom for backsplashes. I don't have to have every tile, just a modest selection, and I use several independent contractors to install. Referrals can be a valuable source of qualified leads, but it's always safer to have multiple lead sources. It's just not a good idea to rely on another business to send clients your way. Promoting your business to new clients can help you avoid a downturn caused by a sudden lack of referrals. Marilyn Hill of Marilyn Kimberly Hill Interior Designer says, at the start, referrals from a few builders were my entire book of business. One builder restructured and basically wiped the slate clean and started over. More than half of my income disappeared over the weekend. I decided I couldn't put so many eggs in one basket anymore. Advertising and getting my brand in front of homeowners year round was a great opportunity for me to potentially have more individual clients. It's paid off tremendously. My highlight grossing project dates have all been Houzz leads, and I've not had to worry about any one revenue stream disappearing again. So now that we've covered our agenda items, and before we get on to some exciting updates from Houzz and what Pro Plus can do for you, let's answer some questions that have come in through the webinar chat. So Anna is asking, are Houzz users also being affected by market exchanges for Brexit, for example? So you might think that, but actually not what we've seen. We are constantly growing in users in the UK, and we're witnessing an increase in demand in most areas. And we have Peter here wondering if we're noticing businesses making cuts to budgets in preparation for uncertain events. Some businesses are, for sure, but there's an interesting article published recently by the Harvard Journal where a professor states that when there's a financial turmoil, there will always be people who need to buy and need to do work. So the businesses that pull back on budget and stop marketing themselves will not be found by the people that are still buying. It's the businesses that continue to invest and continue to get themselves in front of these people that will ultimately still get the jobs and projects. And the impact from the crisis won't be as noticeable. So we've got a third question. I don't know if it has something to do with Brexit, but I feel that homeowners who reach out to me are more price savvy than before. Is it your experience that Houzz users often compare different options to find the cheapest price? So that's a great question. So when we ask the users on Houzz about their main hiring criteria, it comes down to three main points: top star reviews, experience with similar projects, and personality. Less than 20% of our users would choose a professional because of the lowest price. So this is why we always encourage our professionals to work on reviews, update their profiles on a regular basis with new projects, and to use a personal photo as their profile photo. How am I able to find out what the client expects from a potential project before contacting them? Okay, good question. In some cases, it may be the first time your client is carrying out a project, so assisting them with expectations is crucial. At Houzz, we introduced a tool to combat this, which is Project Match. Homeowners can fill out inquiry forms based on the questions we ask them, and professionals are able to identify what the client expects prior to contacting them. Okay, so here comes the interesting bit on how we can help you grow. So Pro Plus is our local paid program that allows you to be seen thousands of times a month in front of affluent homeowners for larger selected projects over the years. We want to help your business grow. Our 2 million Houzz homeowners in the UK spend hours in the photo stream with over 15 million images, browsing and saving the photos they like. Our goal is to feature your business to those local homeowners throughout the entire planning process. We want to catch their attention and make them interested in you, so that when they're ready to move forward with their project, they are familiar with your company. The next ad unit you'll be featured in is the sponsored photo, where you'll stand out amongst some of our top professionals on Houzz. Just like the banner ad, your business will be showcased to homeowners who are sitting in the locations you want to get more business in. To let these homeowners know that you're local to them, we create a customized headline for your business. With the headline, we recommend highlighting the metro area that you serve, what type of service you offer, and something that makes you unique. Right below that, we would write copy for an ad that highlights what sets your business apart and why a client would want to work with you. We'll be rotating your best project images throughout the photo stream thousands of times a month in this format so potential clients can see your work, save your images, and reach out to you when it's time to start their project. We've been told by pros that they've been hired for projects and never really had to sell themselves because the homeowner felt as though they already knew them well from seeing their work so frequently in the photo stream. You'll also be featured more prominently in our professional directory. As an advertiser, you'll receive enhanced placement in the categories and locations of your choice. Many of our professionals tell us that their businesses are multifaceted, and so they find the ability to be featured in multiple categories very beneficial. Within the directory, we have a tool called Project Match, which makes it easy for the homeowner to be specific about their project needs by filling out a questionnaire. Once they provide the scope of work, we connect that homeowner to professionals who can provide the services needed. Project Match has been successful in driving leads and traffic to the professionals on our Pro Plus program. In short, we want to help you to be profitable in the jobs you take on, and the efficiency of this tool allows you to do so by bringing qualified users directly to you. We only send these leads to Pro Plus members. With the ad placements that I've shared with you, as well as the additional ads throughout the site and in our newsletter, our goal is to drive traffic to your house profile. Once there, homeowners will be able to read your reviews, learn about your business, and most importantly, contact you for their project. Additionally, to help you easily track your results, Houzz offers a call tracking feature that is exclusive to Pro Plus customers and enables you to track calls that you have had with potential clients. You can choose to opt in or out of this feature, but we have seen great success from the professionals who are currently taking advantage of call tracking. Whenever someone calls by dialing your number from Houzz, we'll track that in the central messaging system. If you miss the call, you'll immediately get an email letting you know a prospect is trying to reach you. That way, you can follow up as soon as possible. You can also come to your dashboard at any time to see calls or messages that you've received. With any advertising that you do for your business, whether it be on Houzz or elsewhere, it's so important to track how it's working and make adjustments accordingly. So with Pro Plus, we make sure to provide you with detailed metrics to track the success of your program. Within your Pro dashboard, you can see how your ads are performing, and even more specifically, which photos are drawing in the most reviews. For example, if you have a photo that is getting 10 times as many clicks as the rest of your photos, then we should learn from that and make sure that we showcase that photo more frequently. Lastly, to make sure that advertising on Houzz is a simple and smooth process for your business, you'll receive a dedicated client success account manager who will be tracking the success of your program and will schedule calls with you to review your analytics and help you build out your profile. Cool. So that's it for today. And thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. We're going to stay live now for another 10 minutes. So please do fire any questions you might have our way.